everyone, and congratulations. I'm so glad you're here. You have made it to Earth Day. Congratulations. And we are talking a lot of things tonight, and I will get to it in just a moment. Please let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. If you threw a dart at the middle of the U.S., that's where I am in the States, Oklahoma. And we have had some beautiful weather. And let me know on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube if you guys can see me. We're streaming across multiple platforms, and that's not always fun. And that's we get to choose to love to embrace the challenge. Now, for those of you who may not know me, my name is Bren Harris, and I founded Warrior Moms by Bren, now the Warrior Nation. When my son was medically injured at 22 months of age, he was just tiny. And we didn't know what we didn't know. And hear me, warriors, let go of the caregiver and mom guilt. Tonight, we're talking about I see you. And this, we learn new words through American Sign Language, sort of a slang, our own slang. My son's name is Zach, so we jokingly call it Zachanese. I see you. Now, we're adding a little bit to that tonight, okay? So hang with me. I see you in, this is an I, R for real, and L, in real life. Now, I have received so many emails and so many posts and tags. Our kids are fighting for their lives. And we're talking autism awareness and all this feel-good junk. Hey, the day-to-day, it is a world of suck. And we're here to help you out of that. Now, I founded Warrior Moms, now the Warrior Nation, when my son was 22, medically injured at 22 months of age. We are not alone. The most recent studies, he is now diagnosed autism spectrum disorder, level 3, nonverbal, theoretically lifelong care. Not something I say lightheartedly. Now, what we do is the last 12 years, we have walked through hell. Now we walk through it like we own the place and go back and bring water to those in the fire. You can thrive, not just survive. Hear me, warriors. You can thrive in this setting. I'm living proof. Do I always get it right? No. Do I always have great days with my son's challenges? No. What we're here to say is that let's lock arms and let's get you out of the fire so that you can help others, because that's our goal in life, is to help others. Hey guys, good to see you. We have Tulsa in the house, right down the turnpike. And on Instagram, we have Florida in the house and Seattle in the house. Again, I don't claim to have all the answers, but tonight we're see you in real life. That mean exactly, because I'm not always, and I know that some people, they can keep, talking all the warm and fuzzy and kumbaya, but those of us in the trenches, not so much. Now, tonight we're talking about what are 4 steps that we can use to emerge from the fire and not only survive, but thrive. And the first one, now this is a camera-rich environment, so please feel free to take screenshots and let us know if you don't catch something. Now, before we dive into this, I want you to see who I'm talking about, because my son is now a teen and he does tower over me. And this was National Hug Day on a medical trip we took out of state. And those big ear defenders are now really cool gold loops. We are so in love with those. They block so much sound and they look really cool. And if you want a discount code, reach out to me in the DMs. Hey, Georgia in the house. Great to see you. And that's who I'm talking about when I say Zachanese. So just a quick recap. I see you in real life. Okay. Now I have an injured hand, so that these fingers don't go all the way down. So in real life. Okay. And that's who I'm talking about when I refer to my journey. And I see you, warriors, and you are not alone. You are not alone. And I see you in real life. Now, the first things first, when we are caregivers, burnout is real. There's a book, it's already out of print. It's very old. And it's called why caregivers die first. Guys, this is for real. Just in the last week, I know 5 moms in their 30s and 40s caring for their autistic children, and they've had strokes because the stress is real. So here we go. Here's our battle plan. Ready? Camera rich environment. Here we go. Sleep more. I know that sounds easy, and it reads easy and it lives hard, because as soon as my head hits the pillow, I think of the 97,000 things I could have done differently and I need to do the next day. Now, when I say sleep more, I don't say that lightly. Now, here are some tricks. Here's some mom hacks that have worked for us. My son did not sleep for the first few years of his life because we had no clue what was going on in his tiny body. He received an immunization and immediately blew both eardrums. Now, the nutritionist tells us that's because the yeast overgrowth. And we weren't sure if he would actually have hearing for years. They kept testing and kept testing. And he does. He has restored hearing now. He had to eventually have surgery. But when it comes to rest and sleep, I know this is not popular. No electronics in your sleep area. That goes for you and for your children or the person you're the caregiver for. Okay? No electronics. EMF is so real. I don't know if you guys remember way back in 2000 when Buffy the Vampire Slayer was so popular. There was this like reality TV. It was Ghost Hunters or something like that. And these two plumbers by day hunted ghosts by night. They were so funny. And they were really skeptics of their own work. Well, they had a little meter that you can buy now on Amazon for about $30, and it tracks EMF. Now, if you have electronics, if you have a bed with a headboard where you can plug those electronics in, don't do it at night. Hear me, don't do it at night. And you also need to go online and get these little, I have a safety cough drop in case I start coughing. Now look at this. See how tiny that is? There's little EMF stickers that you can put on your devices, all of them. I have 2 on this phone. I have 2 on my MacBook, 2 on every iPad, 2 on the Wi-Fi routers in our home. They block. You can take that meter and you can go and you can look at it. It's registering 0. You take the sticker off and it's in the red zone. Now, back to this goofy ghost funny show that was in the early 2000s. They would go and people would go, I just feel so creepy when I go in my basement. Well, they would go down there and there was exposed electrical wire, and they'd hold that little meter up and it would just go off the charts, because EMF, electromagnetic field, I think is what it stands for, disrupts our circadian rhythm, which is our sleep pattern. And this is really important. No electronics where you sleep or where your children sleep. Now, I have these little stickers, these EMF blocking stickers on my son's bunk beds. We have a whole house EMF blocker in the central location of our kitchen in the corner, and it will cover up to 3,200 square feet. I also have a small portable handheld. I don't have it here. It's the size of a smartphone, a current smartphone. And I carry that with me in my handbag. And I attend several meetings that are near these 5G towers, and I just flip the switch and it gives me my own personal force field, if you will. No EMF anywhere near the sleep area. The sleep area must be a sanctuary. And when I say sleep more, that reads easy, lives hard. I'm saying rest counts. Rest counts. Rest is not being lazy. Rest is restorative. Now, if that for you is watching something simple or looking and building your vision board or looking through a magazine that inspires you to redecorate, these are things that we forget to dream when we are in survival mode. Hear me, warriors. We forget to dream when we are stuck in survival mode. And these are 4 steps to get you unstuck. Okay. Now, second thing, camera rich, here we go. Second thing, prioritize and plan ahead. Now, I know that sounds really boring and super adulting. Hear my heart. When we prioritize and plan ahead, we are responding rather than reacting. Now, what do I mean by that? If we can calmly respond to meltdowns, to my son, he has shattered 7 plates in the last week because he didn't like what was going on around him and he didn't feel good. Now, guys, this is just life. That's a Tuesday for us. And we just go, oh, here are your sandals, go to your room, have a timeout. Then once he's calmed down and he feels better, we can talk through it. But reacting and screaming and yelling, that doesn't work. And as I said last week, you cannot spank the autism out of kids. So zip it if you aren't walking in the trenches with us. Okay, short periods of rest. And we had a really rainy Easter here and it was cold and we just relaxed. We did not put any pressure on ourselves. We didn't do a big dinner. We decided as a family to do brunch. And it was really nice. Hey guys, good to see you. I am so glad you're here. And we didn't put any pressure on ourselves. Well, my great grandmother always said, let yourself run back together. As a grown-up and a special needs caregiver, that statement is my life mantra right now. Now, I want you to hear me. I'm making sure. Oh, when you prioritize and plan, I believe in writing the vision. I don't care if you're a journaler, if you're not. I need you to write this down. Oh, hey, good job. Washington, D.C. in the house. Yes. Yes, I agree. The public is completely uninformed about 5G. It is not our friend. And we'll do a whole series on that. Identify 3 to 5 tasks that are rolling around in your head and get those out of your head and onto paper. One of my favorite verses from the Old Testament, write the vision, make it plain so a runner can read it on the run. I mean, sometimes I take that pen and I'm like, I don't think I have anything to write down. And I mean, that page is full within just a few minutes. When we get the tasks that are cycling in our head onto the page, it releases something. Okay. Then I want you to pick one of the 3 to 5 things that you've identified, and I want you to time block. If you've never time blocked before, take 5 minutes, no interruptions, no exceptions, and I want you to tackle one task. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're talking about 4 ways to help us in caregiver or parental burnout. And this could be in real life too. If you are in a toxic job situation or work environment, that takes a toll on our health. And that is not okay because your health is your wealth. Okay. So first is sleep more, rest more, no EMF, no electronics in the sleep area at all. I want you to go online and get the stickers that are a little bit bigger than this rescue cough drop I have for me. And I want you to make sure that you're allowing yourself to unwind and detox from the blue light. Now I have a blue light blocker on my glasses, on my contacts, and on my screen. Blue light disrupts the circadian rhythm, and that's why everyone's having so much trouble sleeping. Okay, second is plan and prioritize. We're going to take 3 to 5 tasks, and then we're going to pick one out of those 3 to 5 tasks and time block for 5 minutes, okay? And crush that, whatever that is. And I'm doing this in my own life. I'm all about theory to application. I'm walking the talk. And I've really blown it this last week, and I've had to apologize to my son. Hey, mom didn't get that right, and I'll do better. Now, I want my son to know that I'm human and that I don't always get it right. And I will let you guys know, Warrior Nation, I don't claim to have all the answers. What I do know is I have some hard fought, really deep scars and wounds that have taught me how not to do things. Okay, number 3, remember, camera rich. Here we go. Seek respite care. Now, respite is kind of one of those words that's familiar in the medical circles, but for those of us living the real life, all that means is give yourself a break from anything that's challenging. Okay, hear me, warriors. Respite. I want you to hear my voice. Give yourself a break from anything that's challenging. We love our family, but remember that older book that's out of print, Caregivers Die First. We've got to prioritize and plan and seek respite care. Now, if you cannot afford respite care, you can Google this, respite care in your area, and you can offer to trade services. Let's say someone wants to come and take care of your child for $10 an hour or something. Now, for autism care, we start at $50 an hour. Okay. How's that for budgeting? And I want you to offer to trade services. Now, I don't let anyone be alone with my son since he is level 3 diagnosed nonverbal. And until we build that rapport and we have it stacked and we know that we can have a trusted relationship. But sometimes I'll have someone come in and do therapy at our kitchen table, autism therapy, where they run discrete trials and they help him with his homework. And I'm just 20 feet away getting work accomplished. And it's so restorative. Give yourself permission. I don't care if you think you can't afford it. Google respite care in your area because you need a break so that you can be a better mom, a better granddaughter, a better husband, and a better friend. Because when we're burned out and we're trying to pour from an empty cup, doesn't work. Okay. Now, we have rest more or sleep more, no EMF. We have plan and prioritize. We're writing down 3 to 5 tasks and then tackling one, and we're going to time block on that. Then we have respite care where if we don't think we can afford it, we're going to offer to trade services so that we can get a freaking break. Okay. Now, number 4, we'll wrap up here. And this is one of my favorites. Practice gratitude. Hey, can I be 100% with you? I don't always feel like practicing gratitude. I mean, there are times when I would like to be taking the ball bat to our furniture and our TVs instead of my son. Now, once we learned about the EMF, we're learning that we don't have electronics get smashed or thrown away, because when we block that EMF, we all feel better because our body is back to the normal rhythm that it was created to have. Now, I know this is a lot. Now, when we're practicing gratitude, I'm all about quick wins and theory to application. At the end of the day, I want you to take a piece of paper, a journal, your planner, whatever, and I want you to write down three quick wins. Not 1, not 5, 3. 3 quick wins from your day. Now, quick wins, what do I mean by that? They don't have to be extravagant. A quick win for me is that I didn't scream when my son was throwing plates on the ground, on the tile floor, like he was at a Greek restaurant saying, "Opa!" Yeah, that was not fun because we have dogs and most people in our house are barefoot. So it's not fun, but I know there's a trigger behind that behavior. Hear me, warriors. This is really important. Take the behavior that triggers you or sets you off and say, what's the reason for this? What is this trying to teach me? Because I knew something was going on with my son when he started shattering plates. And we got to the bottom of it. I feel like a detective sometimes. We're going, okay, did he get artificial color? Did he get gluten? Does he have a new pair, a shirt that's leaching color off of it and it's not color fast? I mean, these are all the things we think of 24/7. Now, if you are just joining us, please check out the other videos. And, it's so important to know that you are not alone. I will not even pretend to have all the answers. What I do know is I have some really hard-fought wisdom. Now, I'm going to take this last minute or two. I have a book coming out. The title is yet to be determined. The editing team is working on the cover, and it is a mystery. Now, if you hate romance, mystery, and intrigue, this is probably not for you. And we also have some real life application at the end of every chapter. We have warrior lessons, how to take all this theory and turn it into life application. Remember, I see you in real life. Now, if you're getting value, put value in the chat. If you can relate, put relate. And if you're on the live, put an L. And if you're on the replay, put an R. And I know that this is a lot of information. These will all be posted on all my socials so that you can go back and peel back the layers and take notes and apply this to your own life. Now, we're just getting started. With this book, I want you to be the first people to know when we pick a launch date. So make sure you're reaching out in the DMs, that I have all your contact information so that you're not stuck going, oh, the first run is already sold out. I can't get the book. And with this book, we also have a journal. And the journal will be for your eyes only so that you can track every one of your quick wins every single day. And you can track your rest and your sleep, as well as your planning and your prioritizing. If you need respite care, you can keep those notes in your journal so that everything's in one place. I tend to grab whatever notebook is closest to me, and that's not a great practice because you want to have everything in one place. And we will also talk about practicing gratitude through tracking 3 quick wins every single day. So I am so excited for you to see this project in this book and to be able to join forces as the Warrior Nation. Remember, we are your source for truth, transparency, and trust. Be blessed.